Kenya, tamu sana, yes. There seems to be a very big problem on the mountain. Something that personally I have never witnessed in the recent years, especially from the mountain. Have a look at this video. Yes, that video has been shared by Narok Senator Ledama Olekina and also by somebody by the name Chepkurui K.E. In fact, Chepkurui had this to say: Dear Kikuyus, when Uhuru was in power, when last did you line up to be given free food? But see, you people sent him to Chaweri and Baba to Bondo. Now who is suffering? And then you are seeing, he has shared that video of those residents of Mount Kenya turning out in their thousands to get and to beg for relief food. And then Senator Oledama Kina also shared that. Senator Ledama Olekina, unintended consequences. What is clearly defined as an expected drawback. The worst is yet to come. And then Olekina also shares that video as shared by Chepkurui K.E. In this video right now, I want us to dissect that video to see exactly what it means politically. If you are watching us for the very first time, subscribe, give this video a like. Yes. Looking at that crowd, you are seeing those residents have turned out in their thousands. And you can just guess how long they will even take to be served, going by the fact that there are thousands. So, when are these people working? Because I'm also seeing men there lining to get food. When are these men working? Are they relying on relief food to feed their families? When are they working? And is it true that these people are in need of relief food? Because something like this, we are not seeing it in College in Rift Valley, we are not seeing it in Luo Nyanza, we are not seeing it in Western, in that scale and magnitude. Why only the mountain? Why only the mountain? Because naturally, we expect to be seeing such kind of scenarios in Turkana or in the arid areas, but not on the mountain. An area where they have very good soil, where they have good rains. Something is seriously not adding up, ladies and gentlemen. In this video, I want to explain 4 things that I'm seeing coming out clearly here. Let's dig deep, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. The first thing I'm seeing here, politics of tokenism is taking root on the mountain. And this is something that should be checked in good time. Because if it's allowed to continue, most definitely it will be a security threat in the coming months or even years. And I'm saying that because if you look on how William Ruto and his team campaigned on the mountain in the just concluded elections, they mainly relied on handouts to convince residents of the mountain to endear themselves to the residents. And that's most likely why the residents of the mountain voted for them. I'm seeing this government still continuing with that style and brand of politics. Ruto and the leaders from the mountain, that's exactly the brand and style of politics they are still perpetuating on the mountain. And that reminds me of a British author, Graham Hancock. Graham Hancock, in his book, Lords of Poverty, gives us a very interesting example of the developed countries and the developing countries. Developing countries relies more on relief, or rather on donor aids from the so-called developed countries. The end result of it is that these developing countries becomes even worse off than even they were before those donor aid and funds. That's exactly what I'm seeing on the mountain. This is something that should be checked before it spirals out of control. The second thing, I'm also seeing greed, ladies and gentlemen. I'm seeing greed. Because personally, I don't think that the mountain, residents of Gema Mountain, people with very good climate, can be that desperate for relief food. Are they not denying more desperate and people who are in more need of that food, people in Turkana or in these arid areas? Are these residents of the mountain not denying the right people who should be taken for that relief food? I'm not ruling out the possibility that they might be in need, and so let's assume that they are actually in need of that food. That brings me to my third point. Karma is paying them back. Karma is paying back the mountain for electing non-performing leaders who, instead of empowering them, are taking to them relief food, are taking to them tokens, yes, handouts. Because naturally, you can't rely on relief food. You can't feed your family relying on relief food, on handouts, because I'm taking that as a form of handout. And just today, we saw Homa Bay Governor Gladys Wanga, yes, actually launching a maize milling factory. And that maize milling factory is going to employ thousands of Homa Bay residents. And it's also going to provide market for local farmers there, for local maize farmers in Homa Bay County. And at the same time, that factory is going to give residents of Homa Bay food. On the mountain, instead of leaders empowering their people, they are taking to them handouts. Are you seeing the difference here, ladies and gentlemen? My fourth point, I'm seeing a government that knows it has clearly betrayed the so-called hustlers. They promised them heaven, a lot of things. The government knows it has failed to deliver. So the government and leaders in that government are trying to blind these so-called hustlers by giving them handouts, relief food, to blind them, not to concentrate, or rather even not to remember what they were promised. And the same government has actually made life very hard for the same people by expanding the size of the government, increasing principal secretaries. The government is bigger than it was in Uhuru Kenyatta's government. And the poor masses who are being given that relief food, they are also expected to be taxed more to sustain the new offices. So I'm seeing a government that is just trying to blind these so-called hustlers. The government knows it has failed to deliver. It has not delivered on its promises. He promised these people they were going to form a government together. Life has even been more difficult for these people. They are now just being blinded using relief food, so that come the next election, they might vote in this government again. Those are the things I'm seeing here, ladies and gentlemen. Let me stop it there. Yes, let me stop it there. If you are watching us for the very first time, but you have not yet subscribed, kindly subscribe, give this video a like. For any other person who want to support our channel as usual, I've pinned my number on the comment section. Contact me through the number or feel free to channel any contribution to the number. Let's meet in our next analysis. What is happening on the mountain is not only a big shame to the residents, or rather to some hardworking residents of the mountain, but it's also a big shame to the whole country. Thank you. God bless you.